All right. Okay. So good morning. So my topic for this week is the word surrender. It has a negative connotation, surrender, I'm giving up. But in yoga, surrender means letting go of the past, letting go of obstacles, letting go of anything that gets in your way. It means allowing yourself to be vulnerable, because you cannot be brave unless you're vulnerable. You're putting yourself out there. So you're surrendering. And so perhaps we can think of that throughout the class. Let go of any thoughts you have about what you're not doing right, what you're not doing, and let your body be. Surrender. Surrender to the energy of the class. So close your eyes and come inside. Notice your breath. And begin to deepen your breath. When you inhale, think about breathing in new life, brand new life. And when you exhale, you're letting go, you're surrendering everything that you no longer need, all the toxins in your body, in your mind, in your heart. Let them all go. Deep inhale, slow, long exhale. Think about breathing in that courage, that power, the breath that regenerates every cell in your body. Return to your natural breath. Keep focused on your breath. Remembering how this energy, this breath, will help you to move throughout this practice. And slowly open your eyes. Okay, so let's start in child's pose. So if you like to use a blanket, place it on your mat and come to your child's pose. Have your blanket or your knees in the middle or closer to the end of so you have a lot of room in front of you. And allow your arms to wrap around your legs. Let your head come down. First, complete surrender. Let your whole body surrender. Give in to gravity. On an inhale, send your arms out in front of you overhead. Your palms flat on the mat. Walk your fingers a little bit farther away. And inhale, walk your hands all the way over to the right, just off your mat, so that your left hand is off the mat, just off the mat. Inhale, look forward with straight arms. Exhale, bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. Walk your hands back onto the mat. Look forward with straight arms. Inhale, exhale, fold and bend. Inhale, straight arms. Bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, straight arms. Walk your hands to the left side of the mat. Stretch your right arm, but your arm doesn't have to be too far off, your right arm too far off the mat. And feel that stretch in your underarm, in your triceps. Look forward, inhale, exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, look forward, exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, look forward and walk your hands back onto your mat. Walk your hands forward, let your hips lift your hips up a little bit and come forward, sending your shoulders over your wrist, lengthen your legs behind you for a variation of up dog. Inhale, exhale, send your hips to your heels. Inhale, come forward again, your heart between your arms. Exhale, hips to heels. I'm going to do this once more. Send your hips back and come forward. Turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Get your dog, your alignment. You're pushing the mat away with your hands. Your arms are rotated so that your crease of your elbow is coming toward your face. Your heels are coming toward the mat. Your chest toward your thighs. And now walk your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Make a little extra effort to get that straight, the heel of that straight leg down to open the back of your leg. And then come to your dog. Come forward to a plank. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Swivel your right foot on the mat. The sole of your right foot on the floor. Fan open. Send your right arm alongside your right ear. Send your right toes away from you. So your whole right side body is stretching from your fingertips to your toe tips. And then bring your hand back down, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bring your right knee under your hip, swivel your left foot, fan open. Send your left arm alongside your ear, your toes away from you. Nice long side body stretch from end to end. And bring it all down. Send your hips to your heels. Begin to lift your hips, slide your hands towards your knees, and come to stand on your knees. Yeah, okay. Take a breath. And step your right foot forward. Right. And then walk it away a little bit. Bring the heels of your hands to your back waist, your elbows coming toward each other. Inhale, exhale, slide forward. Your hips sliding toward the back of your leg, your calf. Inhale, straighten your leg. Your hips over your supporting knee. Exhale, slide your hips forward as if they could touch the calf of your right leg. Inhale, straight leg. Once more, come forward. Inhale, straighten. Now move your leg back just a little bit so that you have a right angle. Your knee is over your ankle. Release your arms. Your left arm comes outside your right leg, and you're twisting to the right. You're going to send your right arm back behind you, and you're going to look for your right hand. Open up your neck as you twist. And then we're going to do a counter twist. Bring your right arm up alongside your ears and swivel in the opposite direction. Look back at your left hand, your right hand inside your right knee. Bring your right arm up to the ceiling, bring it forward, bring both arms down by your side, replace your right leg onto the mat, your knee onto the mat. Okay. Step your left leg straight out in front of you, walk it away. Bring your hands to your back hip. Inhale, exhale, slide forward. Feel the stretch in your right quads, like you probably felt that on the other side. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten, release your arms, walk your foot back. I'm gonna just turn around so you can see me, maybe better. All right. Okay, good. So your left hand inside your left leg. You're going to lift your right arm up alongside your ear, and then you're going to send it back behind you as you twist to find your right hand. You're going to allow your right arm to lift. Your hand moves up towards the ceiling. And you're going to twist in the opposite direction, your right hand outside your left leg. Look behind you for your left hand. Bring your arm up to the ceiling, your fingers scraping the ceiling, bring it down, bring your knee down. All right, good. So we're going to come to sit. So one of the things I'd like to do today is continue our exploration of of Kapotasana, pigeon pose. I'm determined to make sure you have more respect for the pigeon. So when you sit, place your right leg in front and come to the front of your mat. Your right leg is in front, back leg is bent in. All right. You're going to place your hands in front of your legs, lift your hips, and come up onto your shins and your knee. And your hand is, you're supporting yourself with your arms over under your shoulders. And now you're going to slide your left leg out behind you and lengthen it, lengthen it, lengthen it, lengthen, and bring your hips all the way down to the mat, and voila, pigeon. So great. All right. So you're going to watch me carefully. So look up at your screen. Bring your right hip down to the mat. You're going to swing your left leg all the way around so that it comes in front this time. Okay. And arrange yourself so that your sits bones are square on the mat. And we're going to do this again. Palms of your hands flat on the mat in front of your left leg. Come up onto your shins. Slide your right leg back behind you, all the way back behind you, and let it go. It's going to take a few seconds to get it all the way back, nice and long. Especially if you have a mat like mine that's not slippery. Yeah, right. And again, I didn't mention this last time, but we have talked about it. If you don't have a nice long spine with both your hips on the mat, then please place a blanket underneath your left hip here so that you can keep that long straight spine. You don't want to, skew it by putting your weight on one hip. All right, good. So roll over onto your left leg, your left hip, and bring your right leg all the way around to the front. All right. I'm going to step on your right foot. I'm not mirroring you, so I'm on my right. And you're going to reach, your left hand is your support on the mat, so make sure that it's right by your hip. So you're going to reach inside your right leg, but take the outside of your foot with your right hand. Yeah. And then you're going to lift your leg so that it's at a right angle with the or it's parallel to the mat. That's easier because that's not a right angle. It's a right angle-ish. And then you'll maybe you'll straighten your leg, maybe not. Then you're going to send it out over to the right. Your left arm floats. So try to come up so that you're sitting on the base of your spine, on your sits bones. And your leg will come down a little bit, but that's okay. But this way you have a better balance. Your back and your spine is long. Bring your leg to the middle and change the holding of your foot, your left hand on the outside of your right foot. Your right arm comes alongside your hip. And now send your leg across the middle line and float your arm, your right arm. Step your right foot down onto the mat. Right. And you're going to wrap your left arm around and twist to look over your right shoulder. You're going to bring your right arm alongside your right ear, and you're going to twist for a counter twist, counter pose. And you can stay right here, or you can join me in a side plank by stepping your right leg far enough away from your left so that when you come up on it, it will be a right angle. Lengthen your left leg, and you'll be on the outside edge of that leg. Use your right arm as your propeller to come up to a side plank, a supported side plank. And bring it back down. Good. All right. Okay. Going to step on your left foot. Your right foot is in a seated position in front. So you're going to again reach inside your leg, take the outside edge of your foot, lift your leg up just so that your shin is parallel with the mat. Use your right arm for support. Inhale, straighten. Make sure you come back on your sits bones. That tends to make you swing back. Send it out, your leg out to the side, and float your right arm. Bring your leg back to center. Change the holding of your hand. Your left hand comes down for support. Your right arm taking the outside of your left leg. And send it across the midline. And float your arm. Step your right foot outside, your left foot outside your right thigh. Wrap your right arm around and look over your left shoulder. Lift your left arm alongside your left ear, counter pose, counter twist. Stay here or step your left foot away from your right. You can lengthen your leg right now, your bottom leg. Flex your foot and use your arm to come up into, help you up into a side plank, supported side plank. And then let your arm swing you back down to the mat. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to do one more pigeon. I'd like to show you a different variation of a pigeon, doing pigeon on your back. So let's come on our backs just for this pose, unless, you know, something comes into my head that tells me you need to do something else here. So very gently bring yourself onto your back. Okay, and bend your knees pointing to the ceiling. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your left knee into your chest. But you're not going to do the usual bringing your hands behind your left thigh. You're going to take hold of your foot and your knee. So your right foot is in your left hand. Your right hand is holding your left knee. If you like to wrap your arms around your leg, then by all means do that. And then send your left leg straight up to the sky. Foot is flexed. Keep hold of your right leg. And then on an inhale, let your left leg come all the way down to the mat. Let it come all the way down. And I want you to think about this pose, right? This is Supta Kapotasana. And what that means, Supta is like supine. Yeah, that's where the English word supine comes from. Supine, yeah. So here you are on your back in pigeon. So imagine if you were upside down like we just were a little while ago. So another variation of pigeon. All right, so while we're here, bring your leg back up to the ceiling. Inhale your left leg back down. Exhale it up. Inhale it down to the mat. Now let it hover. Exhale up. Once more. Inhale your left leg down. Exhale it up. And then bring both your legs to reach up to the sky. Bend your left knee, bring your left ankle to your right thigh. Take your foot and your knee. Keep your leg coming, hugging towards your chest. You're going to inhale your right leg down to the mat. Exhale it up. Inhale. And keep that going at your own pace, twice more, for a total of 4. And when you're done, just meet me with your knees bent into your chest and hugging them, and roll a little from side to side. Just roll a little bit. And bring your knees back, your feet back to the mat. Send your knees over to any side and make your way up, back up to sit. Okay. Excellent. Send your legs straight out in front of you. I'll go this way. And come to Dandasana. Elbows reaching back behind you, hands along, fingers pointing forward, hands alongside your hips. Feet are flexed, leg muscles active. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Once more. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Excellent. All right. So going to come around onto hands and knees. We're just going to do a couple of things here, and then we'll come to stand. And we'll work on our King Pigeon. Let's start with cats and dogs. So when you get into your table, you know your alignment, your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And you're going to begin with a dog spine, curling your spine all the way down to the mat, looking forward, sending your heart between your arms, sort of. Exhale, arch your spine to the sky. Keep this going now at your own pace. And then come back to a table after your next cat. All right. So now you're going to open up your knee out to the right side. Your right knee opens like a fire hydrant, like you were, a puppy at a fire hydrant. Okay, and you're opening it up. You're going to look over your left shoulder and send your right foot all the way around so that you can find your right foot as you gaze over your left shoulder. Then bring your right knee all the way back and let it touch your right arm. And then bring it back, look over your left shoulder, find your foot. Bring your knee back, touch your arm. One more time. And bring it down. Okay. Send your right shoulder, your left knee out to the side. Swing it all the way around. Look over your right shoulder, find your foot. Bring your knee back around and touch your arm. Bring it back around, look over your right shoulder twice more. Bring your knee down, come to child's pose. And then make your way up to stand. Right. So we're going to all meet in a Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. Bring your belly towards your spine to help your ribs move upward. Lengthening your spine, let the crown of your head reach for the heavens as your feet are rooted into the earth. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall naturally by your sides. Come on the ball of your right foot. Step it back behind your left foot, like you were going to do a curtsy, right? Let your arms come up alongside your ears. Take your left wrist with your right hand, and you're going to do a lateral stretch to the right. And then when you stretch, just allow your right arm to hang from your wrist, just to give it a little bit of weight. The purpose of your right arm is to give weight, to increase the stretch. And bring both arms up to center, step forward. Okay, other side. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Curtsy. Bring your arms up. Take your right wrist with your left hand. First, do a lateral stretch, and then let your left arm hang heavy. Release your arms, step forward. Right. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, crown of your head reaching forward, your sits bones reaching back behind you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fly out and up and down the center line, half sun salutation, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, once more. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Fly out and up and down the center line. So this time we're going to go all the way through to a full Surya Namaskar. Surya is the sun, and Namaskar is the salute, is the honoring, the salute to the sun. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Send your right leg back behind you, send your left leg back behind you, come to plank. Downward facing dog. Send your right leg up to the sky, open it up. Open up your hips. As if you could stack one hip on top of the other, your right foot coming towards your left buttock, your left heel coming towards the mat. Now square your pelvis with the mat and send your right knee behind your right wrist for pigeon. And slide your left leg back behind you to come into a full pigeon, Kapotasana. All right. And come onto your forearms or stretch your arms out in front of you to bring your chest all the way down onto the mat, or you can stay on your forearms. So you want to lengthen your spine always. Bring your hands under your shoulders, straight arms. Okay, now we're going to go for Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. That is, Eka is one leg, Pada, foot. So you're going to bend your left knee, bring your foot towards your buttock, and you're going to reach around with your left hand for your left foot. Maybe you can slide your arm around so you're holding your foot from the inside, and you might stay right here, or maybe you'll lift your right hand for King Pigeon. Release. All right, come on to straight arms. Turn under your left leg, lift your knee away from the mat. Lift your right leg up and send it back for a three-legged dog. Now bend your right knee and step forward. And step forward with your left leg, hang over. Forward fold, Uttanasana, fly out and up and down the center line. Take a breath. Aren't you glad we have two sides? All right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg back behind you, right leg back behind you, plank. Inhale, exhale, dog. Send your left leg all the way up to the sky. Your right heel coming towards the mat. You're going to bend your left knee, bringing your left foot to your right buttock, opening up those hips as if you could stack them, and then parallel hips to the mat. Square them off. Send your left knee behind your left wrist for pigeon. Slide your right leg back behind you. Remember to pad your the hip that which of your bent knee, your front leg. All right, that's easier. Okay, so straight arms, come onto your forearms or stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Straight arms. Bend your right knee, reach for your right foot. And really, release your left leg, your left hand. I'm not going to do that right now. And release your foot. And this time, instead of coming back up to dog, you're going to roll onto your left hip, swing your right leg all the way around, step it in front of your left, then bring both feet to the mat. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Inhale, come up onto your toes. You'll naturally slant a little bit backwards. Bring one foot and then the other, and then both. Let them both come parallel, your shins parallel with the mat. If you wish, you can straighten your legs. If you wish, you can release your arms. Then bend your knees. Bring your legs back down onto the mat, one leg in front of the other. And just like we did before, you're going to roll up onto your shins, bring your hands in front of you, send one leg back, send the other leg back, downward facing dog. Step your left leg forward. Step your right leg forward. Fold. Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. How we doing? All right. So come back to Tadasana for a moment. Bend your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs. And we're going to do cats and dogs from here to release our spine. Inhale, forward, exhale, curl your spine behind you. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, keep it going. And you're going to stay folded like this, and you're going to let your arms stream down along your legs and come all the way down. Bring your hands to the mat, bring one knee, the other knee, and you're going to make your way onto your back. When you get there, bring both knees into your chest and hug them. Roll from side to side. Bring one hand on each knee. Send your knees away from you, straightening your arms. Exhale, bring your knees back to your chest. Feel the massage on your lower back. Inhale, your knees away from you. Exhale, bring them back. And do this a few more times on your own, at your own pace. Feel it, the massage goes all the way down your sacrum, all the way down your head to, and it flattens the curve in your lower back, and then exaggerates it. But feel your movement going over your sacrum, all the way down. Feel it, and stop there for a moment with your legs, with your arms straight and your knees away from you. Stop for a moment and go from side to side. Just roll a little bit, just a bit. And come back to center. And bring your feet to the mat. And breathe. Send your arms straight out from your shoulders like you were making the letter T. Inhale, exhale, your knees to the right, your gaze to the left. Bring your knees through center over to the other side, your gaze to the other side. Bring your knees to center. Bring your arms alongside your body. You're going to walk your feet a little bit closer to your hips. Your knees are close together. So imagine you had a block between your thighs and you were squeezing that block. You're going to press into your hands and your feet. You're going to lift your hips, your sternum coming towards your chin for a bridge pose. Keep those legs closed or close to closed. Don't let them splay open. You need the support for your spine. Maybe you want to send your arms underneath your hips, interlace your fingers, and come up a little higher. Then release your arms if you brought them underneath your hips. And one vertebra at a time, bring your spine back down onto the mat. If you have a blanket or something that mimics a block, lift your hips if you are going to bridge. You're just going to slide the blanket underneath and it's below your waist so that your sacrum is sitting on it to give you a little height. And then send one leg up to the sky and the other. For a gentle inversion to improve your blood flow, let the liquids drain, fluids drain from your legs. And do whatever you like here. You can bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out to the side. You can open your legs wide. You can bring one leg to your face, the other down to the mat. But do both. Or you could just stay in this beautiful, comforting, cooling inversion. And whenever you're ready, take your time. You can stay here a little bit longer. You can bring your feet to the mat, lift your hips, remove the blanket, and come into Shavasana. Extending one leg and then the other. Arms alongside your body. Your arms are rotated outward so that your palms are facing upward in a giving and receiving mudra. Deepen your breath. Begin to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet to wake up your body. Send your arms overhead, your feet, your legs away from you, so that your feet and your arms are going in opposite directions for a big, deep body stretch. Big, long stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them. and roll from side to side. Then come back to center and choose whichever side you prefer to come into a fetal position. And then slowly, gently make your way up to sit. When you get there, bring your hands to your heart. And take a deep breath. And exhale everything we no longer need. And think about the saying that I usually end every class with. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the change that will lead me to who I am. Let's take this idea out with us to just let go, to surrender to love and kindness. Thank you so much. Namaste.